Hey everyone, welcome to my studio. I'm going to start with St. John. I'm going to work down the head and hopefully get the halo done this week. I do want to point out that I left a bit of a mess. Look at these shards. When they get under the mesh, it's a problem because I don't want them to get under the mesh. So I tend to cut with my right hand and my pieces fly to the right, which is why this side has so many shards and that side doesn't. So I'm going to take a piece of butcher paper and just cover this side to prevent those shards from getting in there. First things first. All right, I am working along. I'm adding the feathers in, and I have put a feather in here that is much lighter than the other feathers, which is okay, except it needs a darker part up near the beak because it's too light there. So this piece, before it sets up 100%, I'm going to take it out and put a darker piece in its place and scrape out all this thinset and put some fresh in there. So the darker piece is this. Yeah, much better. I'm going to show a video up close because I think the glare sometimes and sometimes the distance away from it can be hard to see. For instance, the blue pieces that are in there, how they're always next to something that's a little bit more orange. And that's again to counter that and to bring the value down. From a distance, you won't see those blues at all. And this can only be viewed from a distance. It's going to be up on the second floor on the outside of the building. That's it. Last week, I finished making this double-sided sunflower using a plant stake that I purchased like this. And I was not pleased with the proportions of the stem and the height versus the size of the flower and the weight of the flower. It held it up, but the stem was too short and too skinny, I thought, for the size of the flower. And a genius viewer commented that I could find something that was a little bit wider to insert the stake into, and then it would be a little bit better in the proportion department. And I found this copper tubing. This is, I think it's 3/8 inch copper tubing that is used for refrigerators, but I found it at Ace Hardware, most specifically East Cobb Ace Hardware near where I live. Shout out to Ace Hardware, East Cobb. I am going to cut a piece of it. So I have this special tool that I got when I was making a different project to cut copper piping. So I think it'll work for this. And I'm going to make it a little bit taller. I think, so this stake right now is about 15 inches from the bottom to the top of the flower. And I estimate that I would stick it in the ground maybe between 4 and 6 inches. So that really only made it about a 10-inch height, which was pretty short. So if I go with 24 inches and then I put it in the ground 6 inches, it's only going to be 18 inches. So maybe I'll give it 2 more inches. Anyway, I'm going to cut it. I'm going to try it out. And then I'll show you what it looks like. This tool has a little scoring device inside where you twist it and tighten it. So here it is in my garden. I've got about 2 feet from the flower to the base and then another 5 inches below ground. And it's rained, so I could push it down a little bit further if I wanted to. It's a breezy day and it's holding up just fine. The copper's a little bit bendy, so I could, you could play with that if you wanted to, but I really like it now, much, much better. And I like knowing that that copper's going to get a nice patina on it. I could probably put the patina on it now if I wanted, but I think it'll be fine over time getting that patina on its own. Right now, my sunflowers are not in bloom. My roses are in bloom, so this is where it's going for now. That's it. Just for reference, here's the stake that I made it on. So this is how far down it goes into the pole. And I was able to give it another foot in height, plus what goes in the ground. So when I put this in the ground, look how short it is. It was terrible. It's much better now. It's time once again to work on the 5-year project. Here it is, set up on my kitchen table. I'm ready to put some greenery and leaves in. So the 5-year project is a project that I only work on about twice a year. It's a mosaic that I am making for my sister. Now, one reason that it's taking me that long and that I only work on it twice a year is because I have a big family. I actually have 4 sisters. So this sister is super lucky because she lives next to me. And so I am making this for her. She picked out the flowers and we were going to work on it together. And then she bailed on me because mosaics are not her thing. They are my thing. So now I work on it for Mother's Day, her birthday, or if I owe her for something. And Mother's Day is right around the corner, so I'm gonna add some more greenery. That's it. I put several hours in on this, and I'm not sure what I was thinking. I am slow at mosaics. It's never fast, so I didn't finish. But I did put some Van Gogh glass in there and some dark greens and then the bright greens, and started to get it filled in just a little bit more. Next time, maybe I can finish the greenery. That's it. Back to St. John over here. I was hoping to get much further this week on this mosaic, and now I'm already at the weekend, but I'm going to go ahead and start on the halo. I don't know if I have time to finish because I have to go somewhere pretty soon. I'll see how far I can get. Well, I had that down to a system and it didn't really take long at all. I had kind of everything in place, so, oh, thank goodness I got that done, yay! That's putting it together. Thanks for watching. See you next time.